Thank you for staying with us on the Pulse. Gary R. Smith here with the sport. And Marketa Vondrousova has become the first player to win in the US Open after the Embattled tournament, following the fact that top players are missing, have not been taking part, but the intrigue remains. And the players will be battling it out. We are going to look at the prize money of over $21 million in this year's tournament and some of the key things we should be looking at as well. And to help us do that is Joy Sports' Baba Tando, who is following the tournament, which just about beginning. Baba, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Gary. Thanks very much for having me.
So what have been the major talking points ahead of the start of the tournament? We know that COVID has cast a shadow over everything, but with the US Open, what is the talking point?
Well, the talking point had obviously been about the coronavirus and the fact that for the very first time in the tournament's 140-year history, it's going to be played, with no spectators, basically, and, having to follow safety protocols. I mean, whoever thought that players would have to march onto the various courts wearing nose masks? They wouldn't have ball boys holding onto their towels anymore. They have to do things all by themselves. So the coronavirus pandemic has actually brought a lot of differences, to this year's tournament. And at a point, it even seemed improbable. It even looked as if it wasn't going to happen. And it actually did happen at the last minute. And even that, when the green light was given, it didn't come easy because as of the last 24 hours, I'm sure you've heard that one person had tested positive for the virus and has been forced to, to pull out of the competition. And, some investigation had led to the fact that it's Frenchman Benoit Paire who's been forced to withdraw from the tournament. And it wouldn't end just there. The USDA's health officials are actually going to begin contact tracing to see whoever had come into contact with Benoit Paire. Benoit Paire is asymptomatic, but he definitely had come into contact with certain people. And so they would see if he did come in contact with certain players who would be asked to, to self-isolate for a period of 10 days at least. He himself is self-isolating for 10 days. So, that's been the major talking point, over the last 24 hours, apart from the fact that the competition is underway.
Yes, I was going to that. So now it's begun. What should we look out for? Definitely, there are players still in there. We know that Serena is still chasing that elusive number 24 since she got the last one in 2017.
Yes, if you watch Serena in the Western and Southern Open, which ended last Saturday, you could tell that it wasn't too easy for her. She's been quite rusty. It's with all the players. Angelique Kerber, German number 1, is struggling to beat. She's number 17 for this number 17 seed for this tournament. She's struggling to beat Ajla Tomljanovic, who is unseeded. She's packed up. She's done and dusted with the first set, which is 6-3. She won 6-4. She was supposed to have wrapped this up about 5 minutes ago. She was leading 5 games to 2. It's now 5 games to 4 against an unseeded player. So you can tell how difficult it is for these top seeds. Serena, we are hoping for the best for her, but it looks pretty much difficult for her. It might just be the dawn of a new era for some of these next-gen players. So she won't be in my top 5 picks if you'd ask me. I'll be very honest. She's lost quite a bit of her form.
Yeah. So what is the draw this year then for, the US Open if players like Serena will not make it into your top 5? What else is the draw? What else should people be excited about?
Well, like I said, it probably might be the dawn of a new era for certain players. Pliskova, I know, has always been a top contender. She's there. There's Angelique Kerber, who I said was struggling against Ajla Tomljanovic. That game is currently ongoing. But if she does pull through, then it means that she's actually 40-15 as we speak in this second set. 5-4. She leads 5 games to 4. So probably if she does win this and goes through to the next round, then we probably would have to have an eye over for her. Don't take anything away from the likes of Coco Gauff, of course, the American. She will try. She's not going to go so far, I am afraid, because there's still a long way for her to go. But like I'm saying, for me, the top females to look out for will be Azarenka. Azarenka is in. Azarenka won the Cincy Open or the Western and Southern Open. I mean, she didn't play in the final game against Osaka because Osaka had to pull out due to injury. But I mean, she's picking up her form. There's Garbiñe Muguruza in there somewhere. I've already mentioned Karolina Pliskova. There's Angelique Kerber. You know, all of these are top contenders. These are some of the ladies we should be looking out for. Lovely.
So over the course of the tournament, we'll definitely be doing more in terms of previewing the games and looking at the high points that come up in the tournament. Baba Tando, thank you very much for your time. She's joining us from the UK on that preview. We'll be here tonight with Prime, where we have more updates on what's trending from Ghana. Tomorrow is the GFA Congress. Kotoko is also 85, plus whatever else that comes up between now and then. I'm Gary Al Smith. That's your sport.